guys are halfway through the season at this point. What have maybe some things you've talked about to the guys on some lessons that you guys learned early on that you would like to take into tomorrow?
Well, we've just talked about kind of a first half, second half approach to it. We have a lot of new faces that we talked a lot about during the off season that have worked in, and at this point nobody's new anymore. Everybody, we've kind of gone through our first time in the offense, first time in the defense. Learning what we're doing, we're really starting to gel, starting to come together. The biggest issue that I feel like we've had on the offensive side of the ball is just not being able to develop any continuity because of so many of the injuries. That's been the only difficult part. But we've just talked about continuing to get better as the year has gone on. We want to continue to improve, and I think the team that's going to win it is going to be the team that's playing the best football the second half of the season. And now here we are. This is like the second half. Went in the locker room, we took a deep breath, we got a little bit refreshed, we put a little bit of a game plan together for the second half, and now we just got to go out and execute it, and that's how we've approached it with the team.
Mm-hmm. With the quarterback room too, what's been the message to those guys, specifically with Case, but just also for fans to understand that injuries happen, it's part of the game?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, because certainly you like the continuity and the consistency and seeing the growth week in and week out. We just hadn't had that opportunity. And like last week was Case's preseason game. It's his first game. For everybody else, it's their fifth, but for him it was his first game. And this week coming up, we're going to play. Case is going to start. Andrew Peasley is going to play. I want to see what he can do, as he has been here for a couple weeks, and so they will both play this week. The message has been just pick the ball up and throw it to first base. Make the routine play. That won't look good on film.
I'll make it work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll ask. You've always faced injuries at the quarterback position every year. This is different. I mean, we've had more injuries this year, but how confident are you in Case Cook is leading this team?
I'm confident in his talents and abilities. I mean, the hard part right now with both Case and Andrew, neither one of them was here at the beginning of camp. I mean, these guys, like we've played two, and we played two last year. They were both here for day one of camp. We played year one and year one and year two, because we played two with Jamar and with Alex. But they were both here for the first day of camp. I mean, what has made this one so hard is these guys have kind of got on the roller coaster halfway down the hill, and we've been in midstream. So you don't have the opportunity to go through day one installation with them and then go through. You don't get to learn it in progression. You don't get to learn it day one, day two, day three. You get here and it's like drinking through a fire hose and you're throwing everything at them, and then you just pick up the pieces where you can. And so that's been the frustrating part right now with what we've been through.
Yeah, and a lot of fans, they don't know about Andrew Peasley, but what have you seen in practice, and what can fans know about him?
He played at Wyoming. I mean, he played at Utah State and then transferred to Wyoming. Very athletic quarterback, can throw the ball very well, but he also can utilize his feet. I think that it's going to be a little bit of a two-headed monster, kind of like we had a little bit with like a Jamar and a Alex when we first started, so right now that's kind of where I see this going, and I want to see what Andrew can do. I got to get him experience. You don't know what the future holds. I was really hoping that Matt would be back in a week. Unfortunately, it's not working out that way. That this is going to linger and be a little bit longer, and so I got to get both these guys ready, because what I don't want to do is go through, and if we were to face another injury, I don't want to start all over at ground zero again. And so I just want to bring Andrew along slowly behind Case. And so I think right now they're two very talented quarterbacks. They both have a really, a really good skill set that I think is good enough to win with. They both have experience. They both have been in successful football teams. We just I gotta find a way to get them comfortable in this offense right now, and that's been the hardest thing, because you don't have camp. You're doing this during the course of a season when not only you're trying to get two quarterbacks ready, but you're trying to get an offense ready to play a football game this week.
Yeah, and kind of shifting towards the running backs. You have two great running backs that are available. How important is it to establish the run against San Antonio?
Well, especially with some of the issues we've had at the quarterback situation. I mean, last week I really would have liked to have run the ball better than we did last week. I think we've had same thing on the offensive line. We've had a number of different rotations, a number of different starting lineups. I would probably argue to say this is the first week from 5 to 6 that we're playing the same starting offensive line from one week to the next. So hopefully we can at least have 2 weeks of continuity, putting this together. But yeah, when you're playing a new quarterback, you'd like to be able to run the ball. You got to put the saddle somewhere. You've either got to put that saddle on a inexperienced quarterback that hadn't been out there, or you've got to put it together with an offensive line and a running game. So yeah, I think it's going to be really important to help the quarterbacks along to get a running game going in this game, especially early.
The evaluation of the secondary at this point in the season, and what would you like to see those guys do?
I think defensively we've been playing really good football. I think they're playing really good, intelligent, really intelligent football. They're playing together. They're communicating extremely well. They are professional. They are serious. They've done a great job of making adjustments and identifying whether it's strengths that the offense is trying to give them, formation strengths, making different calls. They've really been doing a nice job with it. So I think they're playing very well together. I think, I'd like to see us continue to be able to pressure the quarterback, but I'd like to see us come down with a few more turnovers. I think right now when you look at it in 5 games, we've created 4 turnovers defensively. I'd like to see that number go up. Like St. Louis created 4 last night. We have had our hands on some footballs. We just haven't been able to come down with them. I think they have done a phenomenal job of keeping people out of the end zone. They've done a really nice job with that. They've kept the ball in front of them. A lot of people have tried them deep. Not very many people have had success with it. So I'd like to see them continue to do what they're doing, playing really solid football. But I'm going to get a little bit greedy and say, we want to come down with some of those interceptions as well.
Was there any lessons maybe learned or maybe conversations you had with special teams after the kick 6 last week?
Well, I take blame for the kick 6, and I do. We should have covered it better. But at the same time, you've got a bunch of offensive linemen out there that are trying to tackle a skill guy in space. And he just found a couple seams, and was able to split it. I never should have kicked it. I told the team that. I take total responsibility. That was totally my call. Obviously, if I had to do it all over again, I would have done it differently, but I had a conversation with the special teams coach at that time, and we made the decision to give him a chance to kick it. When we ran it down to 4 seconds, he said, "Ooh, I don't know if he can make it." And it was like, well, it's a little late now. I should have called timeout a little bit earlier. I would have handled it different. But, I told them that they are playing way too hard. They are playing way too well together as a football team right now to lose a football game on a coach's call. And I feel awful about it. I feel I can't do anything about it. That's a problem as a coach when you make a mistake. I can't go out there and catch a pass, break a tackle, throw a pass, etc. That's why you hate to make a mistake. And I feel really bad about the game last week. And like I told the team, I took total responsibility for it, and it's not on them. That one was on me. And so what we got to do is we just got to continue to grow and continue to move forward. That's all we can do with it.
The last one for me, I know with Alex and also with Matt, tight ends are a big target. Do you plan to utilize tight ends a little bit more this week? Yeah,
I think a tight end can be a new quarterback's best friend, because those tight ends are mismatches with bigger bodies against linebackers. And so, we've had great success with Jace. Jace has had a lot of success for us, and you've seen JT, who has really made an impact for us, and there's some times where we're playing 2 of them, and Marcus Ball is back for another year that has had success here as well. But yes, I would love to see our tight ends play a little bit bigger role, and hopefully with the running play action game, that can happen tomorrow.
Yeah, the weather's supposed to be perfect tomorrow on Sunday.
Yes.
Kind of what's your message to the people of Birmingham?
We've played 2 home games. That's all. We've played 5 games and only 2 of them at home. 3 of the last 5 are at home. The problem is the first 2 games that we've played at home were almost rainouts. You know what I mean? We went out during pregame warm-up and got soaked. And so I understand people maybe not wanting to come out and sit in the rain to watch the Stallions play. But beautiful day, Sunday afternoon. We need you right now. We need your support. We need your help. It makes a huge difference playing at home, makes a huge difference having a home crowd that's behind you. I love the people that are here. They are loud, they are involved, they are a very intelligent, knowledgeable football crowd. The noises that they made to support our defense in the Arlington game, I think I hear them, you know what I mean? It is an adrenaline shot for our players. And we're going to need you tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big game. We're going into week 6. We need your help. We're trying to get better, you know what I mean? We're trying to keep going down the road, but right now we need the people to come out and support this team right now, and we're going to need your help tomorrow at 3.
Your pregame meal?
Whatever they serve. I'm not a big pregame meal eater, you know what I mean? So it might be a piece of salmon, it might be a little piece of chicken, maybe a piece of toast. I mean, I'm not a big eater before the game. I'm not one of those that I'm kind of a nervous Nelly once we get to that 4-hour window. So not a big pregame eater, but I do like to put a little something on my stomach. It's normally just a little piece of protein.
Okay.
Any plans for tonight?
Yep, I think my wife and I are going to go to dinner. My mother-in-law's in town, so I get to host my wife and my mother-in-law, and we're gonna go to dinner. And I think we're gonna go. I don't even know. She made the reservations. I think we're going to Fish Hot Fish, or we're going to Blueprint on 3rd.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Over there where we used to live, right over there where those 2 restaurants are. So we're going to go back to the days when we lived over there in Pepper Place.
Okay, we expect a full review.
A full review will be given. I will definitely give a full review. Have had phenomenal experiences at both restaurants.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
All right. Well, that's it for us, Coach. Thank you so much for taking the time.